Today I'm going to be sharing with you an easy blueberry cobbler recipe. I'm really excited about this because I get to partner again with the Oregon blueberry growers. And last year I made a no-bake blueberry pie, and this year we're going to have a warm, wonderful cobbler that you can have a scoop of ice cream on if you'd like. So the thing that's wonderful about this is, of course, the blueberries. And Oregon is known for blueberries, and we have delicious plump blueberries. Our climate is great for them. And Oregon also has a variety, they're going all over the place, of you-pick farms. So you can go anywhere in the state, in the western part of the state, and pick blueberries, and you can eat them fresh and you can freeze them. And blueberries freeze very easily. Just lay them out on a cookie sheet, freeze them, and put them in a baggie. That's all you have to do. And then you can have blueberries all winter long. And the thing that's nice about this recipe is it works great with fresh berries that you pick the day of, and it works great with frozen berries, so you can enjoy this summer cobbler in the middle of winter. So one of the things that makes this easy, besides using fresh or frozen blueberries and pantry ingredients, is that it only takes 10 to 15 minutes to make and another 35 to 40 minutes to cook. So in less than an hour, you could be having a delicious warm bowl of blueberry cobbler, and you can use lemon sauce on it or that scoop of ice cream. It's up to you. So this actually includes a lemon sauce that we make at the beginning, and we mix that with our berries, as well as saving some of it to pour on if you want at the end. So we're going to start with the lemon sauce, and this is really easy. It's a quick way to really bring out the flavor of the blueberries in the cobbler. Okay, so first we're going to just put all the ingredients, and there's 4 ingredients, in a small saucepan, and then we're going to cook that. So it's lemon juice, and then you want some lemon zest, and I use a microplane grater. It just does a great job at getting the zest without any of the white pith that some other harsher graters can get with it. So you want the reason lemon zest is so good, it not only gives more of a lemon flavor than just juice, but the oils in the zest, in the skin, really help to bring out the flavor of the lemon. The next thing is honey. And we're sweetening this with honey to make it a little bit healthier. We're using less honey than you would normally in a sauce, just a 1/3 cup. And I love the flavor of lemon and honey together. So it's a really good flavor combination, as well as maybe being less refined, like regular sugar. So you just measure that out. So it's a 1/2 cup of juice to just a 1/3 cup of honey. So less honey to the lemon juice, which is a good thing. I always look for that in recipes if the sugar is less than the main ingredient. And the last ingredient is potato starch. I use potato starch. You could use cornstarch. I haven't tested it with arrowroot powder, but you could use that. And then you just mix the ingredients together, and we're going to heat it on the stove till boiling. Okay, and sometimes it just depends on the day. Like today, it did not take a full 2 minutes to thicken. So you just want to cook it until it's thick enough to be, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a nice thick sauce. You could still pour it, but it's thickened. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour about half of it in the blueberries. We've measured out about 2.5 to 3 cups of blueberries. And then you just want to pour the rest of it into some sort of pitcher or little thing that you can add at the end. And you can pour it on top of your berry cobbler if you'd like. So this is very simple. You just mix that wonderful lemon flavored sauce, lemon honey flavored sauce, in with your blueberries. And this will not hide the flavor of the blueberries at all. And I'm making this in a 10-inch cast iron skillet because it's so easy to just go right in the oven with it and then right onto the table. So I'm spreading that in the bottom of the pan, and that's it. Now we're going to make our topping. You can also make it in an 8x8 or a 9x9 inch glass pan. So you can do that. Okay, now for the topping, we're going to use a whole wheat flour. So we're using a whole wheat flour, a whole wheat pastry flour. I have not tested it with regular whole wheat, but I'm pretty sure it would work with regular whole wheat too. But before we're going to put the whole wheat in, I'm just remembering, it calls for melted butter. And I found that I just use a glass bowl to mix it in, and I melt the butter first, so you can just use the same bowl, so you don't have to dirty another bowl to melt the butter. So that's a little trick there. And I just melt the butter in the microwave. Okay, so the butter's melted. I'm just mixing it in there to make sure it's melted more. And we just add the rest of the ingredients now, except for the little bit of raw sugar that I use for topping it. So the rest of the ingredients can go in, and that includes milk. Oops, we're on this side. Of course. There we go. And more lemon zest. So I don't know if you noticed, but I only did part of the lemon for the lemon sauce, and then you just do the rest of the lemon for the cobbler topping. And this cobbler topping is a cake-like topping. If you look up cobbler, you'll see all different kinds of recipes for cobbler. You'll find a lot of things like what is the difference between a cobbler and a buckle and a crisp and all these different things. And so some cobblers have like a biscuit topping that you drop on it, and some have a cake-like topping. And this is more of a cake-like topping. And I'm using brown sugar in this. I've also used coconut sugar, which works really well. I don't really actually pound it down in there because I don't really want that much sugar in there, but I do kind of level it off with my fingers. I think you could also use regular cane sugar as well. And then we use the whole wheat pastry flour, like I mentioned, and I usually do a scoop and sweep, or level. Scoop and level, scoop and sweep. So you just kind of get the flour in there and you level it off, and that's how I measure the flour. And let's see, the rest of our ingredients are a little bit of salt, and a little bit of salt that's going to come out. There we go. And some baking powder. Not baking soda, but baking powder. And then you mix those ingredients together, and I like to use a whisk. It's just a very simple, you don't even need to use your mixing bowl, you just mix everything in. Okay, so we've got our batter all whisked. It's smooth as you can go. It's okay if it has a few lumps in it. And then you just want to like dollop it evenly around the blueberries, around the top of the blueberries, and then we'll spread it on top. And with a cobbler, it's kind of nice to leave openings where the berries show through, and as it gives them some place where the berries, as they cook, they'll come bubbling up, and that's nice. So then you just take a spatula and kind of spread it a little bit. It's okay to leave some spots open. It'll also fill in as it cooks. And then this is where I like to take a little bit of raw sugar and sprinkle that over the top. It adds a nice crunch when you're eating it, I think, but it's totally optional. You don't have to put it in there. All right, that's as simple as this, 10 to 15 minutes. We're gonna put it in the oven now for 35 to 40 minutes. All right, so it's been about 35 minutes. The cobbler looks great. It's nice and bubbling on the edges. I'm just going to do a toothpick test right in the center of just the dough part, and it comes out clean. A little bit of berry on it, so it's done. One thing nice about a cobbler is you can serve it right away because it's really nice and warm and fresh. You can also wait for 10 minutes. So you can make this before a meal and then have your meal for 10-20 minutes, then serve it, and it'll still be nice and warm. To serve a cobbler, it's not super pretty to put on the plate because you pretty much need a spoon, and you're just scooping out some of the berry and some of the topping. We're gonna do this right here. We're gonna get a nice piece. And you wanna make sure you get all that good berry, all that good blueberry, the blueberries and the blueberry juice down there. Yum. And then you can take the remaining part of your lemon syrup and you can put that over the top. And you can serve it just like that if you want, or you can add a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Because that is summer in a bowl, isn't it? Right there, blueberry cobbler. In fact, I think I'm gonna try some. So good.